All right, guys, we have got the Ponto in the dirt. Switched out my red shift pedals because I definitely don't want to pedal strike those on any rocks here. I've already got one pedal strike down, probably many to go. Got some knobby tires on the Ponto, so hopefully this helps with some grip out here. And I'm breathing heavy because we're a little bit a ways through the climb and trying to preserve as much battery as I can. Doing level 3 assist now that we're on the trail. Rode about 7-ish miles to get to the trailhead, using mostly level 1 and 2. So got here with about 75%. So hopefully that gives us enough time to play in the woods, have some fun, and probably save about 30% to get back home after we're done riding. Let's see how it handles. Keep on climbing. Definitely glad to have a 8-speed drivetrain with a decent climbing gear. Throttle it over that little branch. Woo! Mix in a little bit of throttle here and there. It's nice to have that. Those little moments where you want a little extra power, but you have to pedal to get it, and then you're gonna strike into a rock. A little bit of juice from the throttle is nice to have. The bike honestly handles pretty damn well, even through all that chunk. Not bad for a hardtail. Tires, man, tires are everything. And the geometry of the Ponto for off-road is surprisingly nice. All right, 60%. And that was the worst of the climb, so not too bad. Burned about 15% just getting up here, and that stuff's pretty steep, honestly. But yeah, it's kind of nice when you can, you know, in the way that you would normally drop your post on a mountain bike to get your weight over the back wheel, you kind of just have that already built in with this bike, and you just kind of scoot back to the passenger seat and things are pretty comfortable and you feel pretty controlled. All right, so got tire pressure sorted. Got 7 in the front, 10 in the back. They have a minimum PSI of 5, so a little bit more than what you'd probably run on like a traditional fat bike, but this is certainly not a traditional fat bike. Let's see how we handle the rock garden. Oh God. Gotta stand up and climb for this one. I'm only rocking the level 2 assist. Got like 30% battery to play with in the woods. Try to keep that going as long as we can. With any hub motor e-bike, off-road stuff is like, you kind of have to lower your expectations a little bit with how they perform battery consumption wise and how the bike handles. But I think it's almost better that this is a hardtail because you still get a little bit more efficiency out of the motor with it, and there's not all that like unsprung weight on a rear suspension linkage with a big heavy hub motor like this. Oh, rock garden. Wrap. Oh, well. I would do that on my mountain bike, but we are not that confident in this bike. I mean, Look at this already. Just hitting the chainring. Not ideal for a 60 tooth ring. This left side is usually completely soaked. And I definitely just hit my derailleur on a rock. Micro shift mezza for the win. Or whatever this is, I think it's mezza. Let's see. Having a blast so far on this thing, man. This trail's fun, I think. Let's do that one. And now these tires compared to like the CST big boats that it comes with, it's hard to say. So much chain slap. But it's hard to say if those tires would be fine on this too. Arguably they would be, because they're incredibly durable. But not having like any knobs whatsoever might be less than ideal. And not that these are super knobby, but these are, whoa, see, almost slipped out a little bit there. Wasn't sure if I got a flat. I'm just not used to riding fat tires. Having no knobs wouldn't be ideal, and the casing on those is not as flexible. So like you could just see, the camera can catch that on the tire, like this casing is clearly a lot less durable than those. But for an off-road application, I think these are doing pretty well. Definitely pretty happy with the tires so far. And just having the, you know, that minimum pressure advertised on the sidewall at 5 psi is a little bit more what a fat bike will typically be rated for, where the CST big boats are like strictly a street e-bike tire that have a pressure range of 24 to 30, which is like really, really high. And honestly, those perform great on the street, but I'm having tons of fun with this on the trail. A little bit of throttle, no problem. I might even just rock level 1 for a bit, see how that fares. But yeah, like going back to tire discussion, like obviously that is the component that's going to change the way your bike rides the most. And while I wouldn't be as confident in these tires in terms of puncture protection, like I am running a Tannis liner in the back, and I have a puncture resistant inner tube, like thorn resistant inner tube, just one of those like super thick heavy duty inner tubes in the front. So I think that's going to be good enough for this application. I mean, really, you just don't want flats on the back. Like if I have to patch up my tube in the front, you know, I'm prepared for that. I've got my patch kit and all that, and doing it on the front tires, like no big deal. But doing a back rear wheel flat fix on this thing out on a ride definitely does suck. But yeah, I'm almost like questioning if I even need to purchase an e-mountain bike right now, because this is still like a lot of fun. I mean, that's what the e-mountain bikes come down to, right? Like, I want to be able to ride these trails just without killing myself. And you know, on a regular mountain bike, by the time I get to the top of the climb, like I'm exhausted. I'm like genuinely wiped out. Like with this, and it's, you know, we're under biking, so there's some fun in that too. But it's just nice not to have to worry about just being so drained before you even get to the fun parts of the trail. And yeah, I would say one piece of advice riding this off-road, lean the bike and not you yourself, not your body. It definitely handles the turns a lot better when you ride like that. And yeah, I'd say keeping it in level 2 power is probably good for most people's mountain biking needs. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh, we're sending so much chain slap. Oh, that's a freaking crater I just pedaled through. In the kickstand. The kickstand's just suffering back there. So this is kind of a, I'd almost call it like a little enduro section that I love, like trying to get new PRs and stuff on my full suspension bike. It's got some tech, as you can see. Oh, and I took the literal worst line. Trying to like talk and ride at the same time. Not very good at this. Woo. Also, not having like a good, like a single finger mountain bike brake lever is throwing me off because I'm used to having a lot more hand on my grip. That's a little uncomfortable to do single finger on these levers. It's getting through it though. Woo. Yep, that's the part I was worried about. It's alright. We stayed rubber side down. Oh my god. That was a little terrifying. Maybe I'll move my levers inward next time. Okay, that was tough. Yeah, this section has like there's no real like A-line. It's just kind of like a go wherever the trail takes you. If I'm even on the trail anymore, I have no idea. I don't think I am. Nope, I think we need to be this way. All right, we are nearing the end. All in all, man, tons of fun on this thing. I just wish I had a little more juice for getting home, but 30% should be fine. Just chilling, level 1, level 2 pedaling. Oh yeah. Oh. All right, so nearing the end, gonna do the last little descent here, but already got me thinking about how to move things around on this bike to make the cockpit setup a little more comfortable. I've got plenty of room to move my brake lever in, so I think I'll do that for next time. And then I'll probably just get rid of the bell. I don't really use it that much anyway. Scoot the mirror as far in as it can go, and then have more room for the brake. That way we can do a kind of a single finger lever operation there. I think that would make a huge difference in my confidence and handling on the technical stuff, because it's kind of rough when you're only holding it with, like, you know, pinky and ring finger on the grip. But overall, pretty impressed with how the bike handles. You know, if you take it off-road, the Ponto, expect it to be noisy. You know, there's not really a clutch on that derailleur. and the kickstand's going to probably wobble around a bunch, but you know, it is what it is. Overall, like, really still impressed with everything. Like, I had no chain drop. You know, some of the rocky stuff is a little bit tough, but overall it doesn't look like I've damaged anything, I hope. Hard to tell. I think the hanger's still straight. Derailleur cage might be a little wonked. I'm pretty sure I hit that on something. I mean, it runs so low to the ground, you can kind of expect that. But overall, everything else seems to be in good shape. No punctures. Maybe I'll do a little closer inspection of the tires when I get home and clean the bike off. But yeah, overall, Tannis is holding up nicely. Puncture resistant inner tube doing its thing up front. Let's hit the last little descent and call it a day. Maybe next time I'll bring my my charger so I can charge up at the cafe for a little bit before heading home. Whew. All right. Well, thanks for watching today's trail ride. See you guys in the next one. One thing I will say is super handy to have is this electric inflator. That way you can get back to street tire pressures after your mountain bike ride.